Forfeit the game before somebody else takes you out of the frame and put your name to shame, cover up your face. You can't run the race, the pace is too fast, it just won't last.
Hello YouTube, this is the Randy0136 coming straight at you, and we're going to review ROH's Manhattan Mayhem today. No, just a couple pictures, not a big intro, but this is what we're going to do. There will be a link to this DVD, if I can get it to work, over in the description box, either this way, or maybe it's this way, or maybe it's that way. I don't know. It's around here somewhere. But this is a great show, so let's get into it. Okay, starts off with Colt Cabana outside talking to the New York people. Pretty cool, pretty funny. And then you're supposed to have a three-way tag match, and the loser couldn't, they couldn't get together and tag anymore. But Dunn and DeMarcos came out. They get jumped by the Carnage crew. Friggin', there was a sick fucking crazy spot on the table. Oh yeah, let's try watching my swearing in this video. And then it ended up just being Izzy and Deranged versus Dixie and Aries. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but that's okay. Deranged hit this fucking crazy, there's a swearing again, hit this crazy spin, turned into a pile driver, got the 3 count. Great match, 2.75 stars, really enjoyed it. Yeah, Nigel McGuinness versus Colt Cabana. This was a fun, enjoyable match. You know, you have to understand the Colt Cabana style, even though I've only seen 3 matches, so I might just be talking out my butt. But, you know, it was entertaining, plus it was wrestling on top of the entertainment. It was like, you know, Cabana trying to pin McGuinness, foot on the rope, hand on the rope, foot on the rope. That was good. He's standing on top of friggin' Cabana. It was really funny. They were, like, crawling through each other's legs, but then they were doing counters. At the end, friggin', McGuinness kicks friggin' Cabana in the nuts, gets the 3 count. They shake each other's hands. Then it goes to a great Shelly, friggin' Alex Shelly promo about him breaking his collarbone, starting Generation Next, the way Aries turned on him, you know, and it sets up a good for the main event, or the supposable main event at this pay-per-view. Then you had Black Tiger versus James Gibson, or Jamie Noble to the non-ROH viewers. This was a great match. Totally enjoyed it. You had Black Tiger running up the ropes. You had him go for a friggin' like the drop kick outside, but Gibson grabbed him, made a face plant, plowed him into the ring apron. If you don't know what selling is, watch this match. Gibson hurts his arm, sells it very well. Gets put in the ankle lock, or should I say angle lock, and sells that very well. It just, you know, he very, very great performance. Was very done very, very well. It was very cool. Gibson ends up putting on the guillotine choke, gets Black Tiger to tap out, but this match was more than that. It was like, you know, I thought it was going to be kind of squashed because Gibson team, but then you had the turnaround with Black Tiger leading, and it was just very, very great. Very enjoyed it. I give it 3.25 stars. Maybe should have got 3.5, but who knows. I might watch it again though. And then we had the tag team title match. BJ Whitmer. No more BJs, Jim. No more BJs. Just playing. And Jimmy Jacobs versus Roderick Strong and Jack Evans. This match had great action in it. There was a spot where Jack Evans, who should be in ROH, was on the top rope, ends up jumping onto one of the guys, like on the other dude's on Roderick's shoulders, does a backflip and splashes him. It was just insane. But at the end, they did a Doomsday Contra Code on Jack Evans. Evans is down on his neck. Is he friggin' dead? It was insane. It was awesome. It was so much fun to watch. Solid 3 stars. Great match. And then, wow, is all I have to say. I'm not even going to go into this match much because I really want you to see this. ROH Pure Title match. Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal. They had something, maybe it had to do with the Pure Title. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of this. It was about Joe would get one for using an open fist, and then he would lose a rope break. So I was a little confused, but it was okay. Besides that, this match was incredible. They were countering each other. They were doing super moves. Joe was like the monster that he should be in TNA. I love it when Jay went running into the ropes and Joe just does that thing where he catches him with the one arm and just slams him down. He ends up hitting him in with 2 different kinds of suplexes, and then he hits him into I think it's a Samoa combo. is what they called it. Gets the 3 count. The crowd's chanting, the champ is here. It was friggin' awesome. And I was going to give this match like 4.25. It was that good. But then friggin' Loki and Homicide came out. Baseball bat between Lethal's legs. Funny spot, funny moment. But not funny, but it was fucking funny. It was so brutal, it was funny. I apologize for that. And they just beat them down. Beat Joe and beat Lethal down. So overall, the whole segment from the match to this, I'm giving 4.50 solid. It was incredible. Then you had CM Punk versus Jimmy Rave. This was pretty good. Actually, it was really good, but it was like not as good as the match, I guess, but it was good. Okay, so Rave came out wearing a friggin' Ric Flair wanting to be a robe with the embassy. Said he was sick, goes in the back. Punk comes out wearing Chris Candido shirt and Candido written on his arm. It was a nice little tribute there. All of a sudden, Rave comes out of the back, attacks Punk, cheap shot, sneak attack, whatever. They're beating the shit out of each other. Punk picks up a chair, gets pulled into the turnbuckle by Rave by the chain, busts his head open. He's bleeding like a friggin' period. Tampon, anyone? So bleeding like a friggin' stuffed pig. They go back and forth, do some great moves. Rave went for the Pepsi plunge, which was pretty cool. He got pulled off the rope. At the end, Punk was like, had to defend off the whole embassy. And then friggin' Prince Na, whatever, threw a chair into the ring. Punk's beating up him. Rave picks up the chair, hits Punk like friggin' 5-6 times, gets the pinfall. Then it says 15 minutes later, then Punk's in the back, and while Punk's in the back, he's shooting this promo. It was a great promo. It was like, couldn't wait for the next time these guys go at it in the steel cage. And then they start Alex Shelley's intro, and they're trying to have Punk talk over. You know, it was a little weak, but you know, I point out flaws. I'll point out flaws in anything I like. This is just one of the things. Probably one of the only 2 things besides people peeking through the curtain when they're ready to come out, and this whole show. Besides that, it was brilliant. It was amazing. So, Punk and Rave, 3.75 stars, solid. It was incredible. This was a fun match too. Wow. And then we had Austin Aries versus Alex Shelley. This is Wrestling 101. This was insane. I mean, oh my God. Shelley put him in the Motor City Stretch. Aries hit him with like 3 drop kicks. Pinpoint, perfect drop kicks. Corner to corner, hit him with 3 of them. Shelley kicks out. Aries hits the friggin' Green Bay plunge, even though it wasn't the Green Bay plunge, because that wasn't around then. So whatever Aries called it, I was like, wow, that's friggin' awesome. And then he misses the 450 splash. Shelley hits him with friggin' 2 shell shocks. First one he kicked out of, the second one he held out into the ropes, and Aries kicked out of. And then Aries hit him with a friggin' brain buster, and then nailed the 450 splash. That move is friggin' sick, insane. Like, a 450, you know how much talent that friggin' takes? And how much of an athlete, even though wrestlers are supposedly not athletes? That's insane. It was just, this was a great, solid, awesome match. 4.25 stars. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. This whole pay-per-view was solid. And then friggin' Loki and Homicide come back out, and some guys going, Homicide! 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 It was pretty hilarious. But then Joe, and Aries just bows out, doesn't really care, doesn't want nothing to do with these guys. Joe and Lethal come out and jump them, so we get another impromptu match. Joe and Lethal are beating the shit out of them. They go outside, they both fly through the ropes, double jump on those guys. That was friggin' awesome. At one point, friggin' Lethal's holding low key, and Joe just comes in and drop kicks him in the head. And this match just went on for a while. Tons of action. A lot of fun. It wasn't even supposed to be on this pay-per-view. That's what was so cool about it. But at the end, there was a cop killer double stomp on Lethal. I thought Lethal was dead too. Then there were some promos, but I gotta go because I'm running out of time. But overall, I give this 9.25 out of 10. Great show. Check out my links. See you guys later, and booyah!